Hi everyone, this is Deborah. Today I want to talk about physical abuse and emotional abuse, and this may be the most important video I will ever do. So I wanted to show you this. Take a screenshot of it if you may. Okay. This is the wheel to show the relationship of physical abuse to other forms of abuse. Each part shows a way to control or gain power. Most abuse is all about having power over you. The first one is in using intimidation, making her afraid by using looks, actions, gestures, smashing things, destroying her property, abusing pets, displaying weapons. Anybody who throws things at you or around you, that is abuse, even if it doesn't hit you. And any guy that would hurt a pet or a girl that could hurt a pet is a sociopath in my book. And any guy or girl that has to display weapons to exhibit some power, to me, is very dangerous. You need to get out of that relationship. Yeah, that is a big one. All right, using emotional abuse, putting her down, making her feel bad about herself, calling her names, making her think she's crazy, playing mind games, humiliating her, or making her feel guilty. A lot of people in relationships will tell everybody, oh, I'm with a crazy person. 9 times out of 10, they're the ones that's driving that person to craziness. Yeah. Also, the FOG, which is FOG, and that stands for fear, obligation, and guilt. That is a big one. If anybody is using fear, obligation, or guilt to get what they want in the relationship, that's not a good relationship. Okay, next one, using isolation. Anybody that's isolating you, keeping you from your friends, your family, that is a big source of control and a really big red flag. Yeah. You don't want to do that. The reason why they're doing that is so that you don't have a support group, so that your friends or family or your next door neighbors can't say, wait a minute, this does not sound right. I think you are being abused. That's why they do this. Okay, the next one is minimizing, denying, and blaming, making light of the abuse and not taking her concerns about it seriously. Whenever someone doesn't give you a voice, that in itself is abuse. If a person in relationship can't say, hey, this is how I'm feeling today, or this is how you make me feel, and they shut you up, or they change the subject, or they laugh at you, that is abuse. And shifting responsibility for abusive behavior and saying she caused it. Nobody should ever be hit for any reason. A lot of people will say, well, she provoked me or he provoked me. No, that is not good. A lot of abusive people will say, you know, especially the next morning, oh, I didn't do that. I didn't abuse you. What are you talking about? You know, they're shifting blame. They're denying it. Almost 99% of the abusers will say, I didn't do that. That's why you need to have some kind of record, whether it be an audio or a video. Don't let them know you're taking it. But yeah, you need to have some kind of evidence if your life is being controlled by an abuser. All right, the next thing is using your children, making her feel guilty about the children, using the children to relay messages, using visitation to harass her, threatening to take the children away. I know someone very close to me that stayed in a marriage way too long because her spouse threatened to take the children away. Let me tell you what, if most people, or especially guys, are using this form of manipulation, I guarantee that they're going to bring the children back to you if they know what's involved in caretaking of children, you know. So take that threat very lightly, because it's just a form of control. Using male privilege, treating her like a servant, making all the big decisions, acting like the master of the castle, being the one to define men and women's roles. If you've got a person in your life that sits on the couch and doesn't help while you're doing the domestic chores, or they're sitting 1 foot from the sink and they ask you to give them a glass of water, that is using male privilege if you're a guy that's doing this. A lot of guys will say, I do all the work outside the house, or I put in 8 hours, and the girl's thinking to herself, well, wait a minute. That might be 2 hours a week, and a woman's work like it's never done. So don't let them get away with that, because if you're living in that house, you should share equal responsibility in that housework, which means the dishes, the floors, making the beds, doing the laundry. So don't let a guy sit on that couch and order you around, because that is using male privilege, and that's not right. The next thing is using economic abuse, making her ask for money, or taking her money, not letting her know about how much you're making, okay? If a woman has to ask a guy for money, that is so wrong. A guy that really loves his spouse is going to just give her money. He's going to lay it on the dresser. He's not going to make her beg or even ask. If you're a real man, you're going to make sure that all her needs are met. And that means giving her a little extra so that she can buy a gift for someone, or she can go to the beauty parlor. Don't make the girl in your life ask for money. Don't do it. Just give it to her. You know, and don't say, bring me back the change. Or don't say, just fill up your gas tank, nothing else. Oh, there's many guys around here like that. Another one is using coercion and threats, making and carrying out threats to do something to hurt her, threatening to leave her, or to commit suicide, or report her to welfare, or making her drop charges, or making her do illegal things. If a guy is making you do things that are against your religion, or something sexual that you don't want to do, that's not good. Yeah, because you should always feel safe. And if a guy is using the line, oh, I'm going to leave you, or I'm out of here. I had someone in my life who did that to me on a daily basis. And after so many years of it, I got so sick of those threats of him saying, I'm going to leave you, that I left him. Yeah, so be careful. Be careful how you deal with this, because it could bite you in the butt. You know what I mean? So I hope this has shed some light on some of you who don't know that you're being abused, or you do know, but you need clarification. And I do realize that a lot of guys are abused just as much as women, so let me get that out there. And let me add one more thing. If you're with someone who's driving dangerously on purpose to scare you, my suggestion is that you drive from then on until you can get out of that relationship, because that's a maniac. That really is. And anyone who would use the children, abuse the children to hurt you, that's someone you don't want to stay in a relationship with. So, bye everyone.